All right, guys. So just a day ago, I posted a video about Nvidia shares and the Bernstein Wealth Management report on how the projected revenue of around 3 to 3.8 billion for GPUs was kind of an undershot, and how it could be several times that. And just as that report came out, Nvidia stock went from, or within that same day, went from about $114 all the way up now to it's sitting at $124, almost $125 per share. So over a 4% gain within that time frame. So there's a couple catalysts for that. And, again, it's interesting that this Bernstein report came out, and then Morgan Stanley shortly came out with a similar report, and the stock price went up several dollars. So just to start off, one thing that's kind of in the news, or reason why the stock's going up, is that Jensen Huang officially, he's kind of done with selling off his shares for now. So that's been periodically happening over the last several weeks. And this was a scheduled thing by Jensen Huang to take profits. And again, an overreaction from people because they see the CEO selling and they suddenly think, oh no, there must be trouble in paradise. Well, it's not true. Jensen Huang is strategically selling off some of his shares, taking some profits, and that's that. So the article I have here, I kind of want to read from it directly. It's from 24/7 Wall Street. Jensen Huang sold about $700 million worth of shares, constituting less than 1% of his total shareholding. At today's price, Huang still owns about $104 billion worth of Nvidia stock. Nvidia's daily trading average is $40 billion. Huang sold shares across 3 months, meaning his total shares sold in a span were roughly 0.02% of all of Nvidia shares trading hands. Okay, so again, Huang has finished his sell-off. People see this and they now realize, all right, less to kind of worry about, and we can kind of proceed as usual. But again, a bit of an overreaction over the last few weeks. Jensen Huang selling off his shares and people not realizing this is a planned event and that he's not just selling because things are going wrong. So another thing, I mentioned the Bernstein report and how Blackwell could produce a ton of chip revenue for Nvidia. Morgan Stanley, all right, came out with a similar report within 24 hours of Bernstein's report. So, the researcher from Morgan Stanley noted that Nvidia's next generation Blackwell chips are now entering volume production. Well, we kind of already knew that from the earnings call and other news that's been coming out over the last few weeks. Here's the crux of it. Morgan Stanley believes Nvidia could produce 450,000 chips in the fourth quarter, Q4 of 2024, translating to a potential revenue opportunity exceeding $10 billion for Nvidia. This is a very important note, as Nvidia guided in their most recent earnings that they'll see a few billion in revenue from Blackwell in the fourth quarter. Okay, so again, just like Bernstein reported, and just like Nvidia told us initially, 3.8 million from Blackwell, or 3.8 billion from Blackwell. Well, Bernstein Wealth Management and Morgan Stanley have both come out now within the last day and a half and said it could exceed $10 billion for Nvidia. All right. If Morgan Stanley is right, Nvidia may be ahead of schedule, and it could lead to a large Q4 earnings surprise. Okay. And the report ends by saying strong demand for its prior H200 chips selling to hyperscalers such as Amazon, Meta, and Google, and sovereign AI projects. So they have Blackwell that's coming out and that they're mass producing. And Morgan Stanley is also saying in their research report, hey, Nvidia is still getting demand for this previous generation H200 chip. So again, Q4 is going to be huge for Nvidia. All right, going to be huge. Morgan Stanley has done their research, Bernstein Wealth Management, and again, they both come to the same conclusion here. So November 27th, 2024, so September, 2 months from now, That's the tentative earnings call for Nvidia, okay? I'm not saying the stock is going to go to $250, but from this research and from these hints that we're getting from analysts, Morgan Stanley, and so on, right now is a good time to kind of stockpile those shares of Nvidia. I keep saying it over and over again, and that's kind of been what I believe since July of 2023, for over a year now. Nvidia is a power play, all right? Nvidia is a power play, and you can't really go wrong if you buy shares of Nvidia at the moment and you hold for the long term. All right, you hold for the long term. But for you gamblers out there, if you guys trying to keep your, ear to the street in terms of what's going on and how you can make quick money, this is a potential opportunity for you. I am not giving financial advice. I'm just saying this is a potential opportunity for you if you want to invest a large lump sum of money and wait and then take profits potentially after this November earnings call. All right, after this November earnings call. But this was a nice little bump for Nvidia shareholders. Jensen Huang stopped selling. People realized, oh, this was a part of his plan and that things aren't just going wrong over at Nvidia. And on top of that, research analysts, these market analysts, Morgan Stanley, are saying that, hey, 3.8 billion is really, it could technically be very, very low, and we could see revenue from, up to $10 billion dollars plus. So just something to keep in mind, guys, as Nvidia shareholders. Again, I recommend you buy and hold for the long term. And one last little fun tidbit. 1/3 of Nvidia workers are millionaires because they're shareholders in the company. 1/3. So pretty amazing statistic and little fact, whatever you want to call it. But guys, that's my video for today. Again, I really appreciate any kind of comment, like, subscription to this channel. I'm a growing channel. I invest solely in Nvidia and Bitcoin shares, and I document different news about both those things and give portfolio updates once a month. So again, like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video.